Let's go back into your y equals, clear that last equation, and type in this new equation. Then when you're done, you can just hit the graph button. You don't need to go through that zoom process again. That just needs to happen the first time. From now on, you can just hit the graph button. Solutions. I see one solution happening at -3. How many solutions should we have? 3, because it was next to the third equation. We only see one solution, so what does that mean about the other two? They're imaginary. So we need to find those imaginary solutions now. So we do that with our synthetic division. So this time, our highest power was x cubed. And we had 1, 1, -1, and 15 as coefficients. We only had one solution. Where was that one solution? -3, so that's what we're going to plug in. Carry down the 1, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. You must end with a remainder of 0. If we started as x cubed, where are we now?
I don't get, how do you know that you start at x cubed?
The original equation was x cubed, so we started with x cubed.
Start one below that?
And so now we'll be one below that. Once we do a division, we lose a power. So the original is x cubed. When we divide once, we get down to x squared. So now we're ready with an a b, and a c to do our quadratic formula.
I forgot what the 0 is. What do you do with that?
0 is the remainder, so we don't need it for anything. There should always be a remainder of 0, and we don't need it. So then x is equal to negative b minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. X equals 2 plus or minus 4 minus 20 is -16. Again, common mistake on the test was to divide now. We cannot divide until we take care of the root. What is the square root of -16? 4i. So we have 2 plus and minus 4i over 2. Now we can divide 1 plus and minus 2i. That's two solutions, because the plus and minus. And by graphing, we found a solution of -3. So that's 3 solutions for an x cubed equation. Whatever the highest powers, that's the number of answers we should have.
I don't get how you do the first part.
The first part is the synthetic division that we learned earlier this week, where we take the number, the very first number, and we carry it down. Then we multiply that by what's in the box, goes in the next available spot. Then add that column. Repeat to multiply by what's in the box, putting in the next spot, adding that column. Okay, so same process of multiply and then add, multiply and then add. Type in the next one. What do you see? We see a lot. This is kind of a crazy function. What do we see in terms of solutions? -3. So I have a solution at -3? I have 2 solutions at -3. It's a bounce, so it's a double solution. We get to count that one twice. That's a bonus. What else do we see? A solution at -1 and at +3. So I see 4 solutions. How many solutions should this equation have?
4.
It was x to the 4th. We're done. All of the solutions to this problem were real solutions. We see them all. So we're done.
Wait, are you serious?
I'm serious.
Are those on the test or on the?
There may be ones like that on your homework or on the test. Not all of them, but there may be ones like this. So go ahead and now type in question number 4. What do you see? One solution of what?
-1.
Positive 1. We have one solution at x is 1. How many solutions should we have?
4. Or, no, 3.
3. It's cubic. So we need to do a little bit of work to find 2 more answers. So we're going to do synthetic division. The highest power is x cubed, and we count our way down. Coefficients of 1, -1, 25, and -25. What was our solution? Positive 1. Positive 1 is where we had an x-intercept. That's where it crossed. So carry down, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. Since it started as x cubed, it's now to an x squared. So we have x squared plus 0x plus 25. We could do the quadratic formula on this with a as 1, b is 0, c is 25, but there's an easier way. This equation is the same thing as x squared plus 25 equals 0. Since it was just 0x, we don't need to raise 0x. What can we do to solve this equation without the quadratic formula? Subtract 25 and take square roots.
If we could have your attention for one quick announcement. After school, we again have events. Locker room set up for this afternoon. The auxiliary girls locker room, that's going to be a boys locker room this evening. And then the game boys locker room is also going to be a girls locker room, because we have different opponents and different with guys and girls. So just as a heads up, auxiliary girls will be closed for boys to be in there, and game boys will be closed so we can have ladies in there this evening. Thank you.
So you could always solve everyone down by the quadratic formula and get there, but if you don't have that b value, it's going to be easier to just solve by subtracting and taking square roots, and we find our 3 solutions that way.
Sure.